We all need happiness, and yoga is the way for that much needed happiness factor in life. This is quoted by Shri Shri Ravi Shankar. I find immense pleasure in introducing the multi-talented personality. He's a mechanical engineer, yoga therapist, academician, and a writer. He is Guruji Dr. H.R. Nagendra, the founder, Vice Chancellor of Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Sansthan, a deemed university located in Bangalore. He is the best known as the personal yoga consultant of Shri Narendra Modi ji and is a recipient of Yoga Shri title from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. He has authored 35 books and over 100 research papers on yoga. The Government of India awarded him honor of the Padma Shri in 2016 for his contributions to society. In 1975, he became the National Secretary of Yoga Shiksha Vibhag. He also held the post of Secretary of Vivekananda Kendra Yoga Therapy and Research Committee and the Director of Indian Yoga Institute. Dr. Nagendra is the pioneer of cyclic meditation, a yogic technique where the practitioner performs slow, conscious physical movements. He claims the technique is useful in treating illnesses like stress management, asthma, cancer, and many more. I owe the privilege to welcome Guruji Dr. H.R. Nagendra ji to share his views.
My dear brothers and sisters, I bring greetings to all of you from Prashanti Kutiram, the residential headquarters of Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthan, a yoga university. I welcome all of you to this wonderful United Consciousness Conclave 2022, organized by the United Consciousness Global. Such a pleasure to be with you all online as a special guest of honor for this wonderful conclave. The topic is to understand spirituality and reincarnation. I congratulate the organizers for choosing this topic, which is most important in the field of consciousness research. We know that modern science has tracked the physical world over the 4 centuries, and Newton and Descartes were the initiators of this entire scientific revolution. As they started the ball rolling by developing the scientific methodology for understanding reality around us. What is this creation? From where did it come? And what is the components of reality? And what are the laws that govern this reality? That was the search that was initiated, and the best of the minds throughout the world contributed, and we went on understanding deeper and deeper dimension. Soon, Newton and Descartes found this world, this creation is so fantastic, so infinite. We cannot understand even how an object falls, rain drops, thunderbolt occurs, lightning occurs. Even such things we don't understand. What to talk about the mind, emotions, intellect, spiritual, God, Goddess, and so on. No, we can't do that. Let us understand things which are very simple, down to earth, concrete things of this physical world. Once we complete understanding, then we'll go to higher dimension. This is how science started. And after breakthroughs, today we understand that every object in the physical world made out of molecules, molecules made out of atoms, atoms made of protons, neutrons, fundamental particles, electrons, and so on. What are they made of? Well, the next breakthrough that came up, matter-energy equivalence. Everything is nothing but energy. And you can calculate how much of energy in given matter. E equals mc square. For example, if I convert this into energy, probably it can burn up the whole of this Bangalore city itself. Probably a few grams of the hydrogen bomb burnt up the whole of the Hiroshima. So we started using that as a way to generate energy through the nuclear reactors. Then we also understood the laws that govern them. Newton's laws of motion, which we all have studied in high school days. But when you go to extremely high speeds, like an electron swirling around the nucleus, then we have to go to higher laws, quantum mechanics. And from determinacy, we went into probabilistic mechanics. If an electron you leave there, it need not come down, it can go up, it can go to the front and the back and the right or the left. In fact, electron develops like a globe. Therefore, we cannot say exactly where will be the electron after 1 second. It can be here, it can be here, it can be far away. We can only talk about probability of finding the electron here 1%, here 0.1% and so on. But the probability can be calculated. So that's the scenario we have today in the physical world. Therefore, anything physical, we have been a big success, putting man on the moon, building skyscrapers, underwater tunnels, information technology, everything we have been a big success. But what is happening to science? As Newton said, a time has come that we go beyond the physical. Is there something like prana? What is it that we call as mind? What is the difference between mind and the intellect and the emotions? What is it that we call as consciousness? What are gods and goddesses? What are devils and pishachas? Into this region of subtlety and causality, science has started moving. Therefore, any challenge related to that, we have no solution. The scientists, we thought that everything is matter. And I remember in 1970s, everywhere we have been able to say that there is nothing apart from matter. Because we understood everything about the physical world, the laws that govern them. Then, what is it that we call as life? Nothing but functioning of the DNA or RNA molecules. What is mind? Functioning of the brain. What is emotions? The special centers in the brain, when they operate, we call it as emotions. And the left brain is the right brain, and so on. Therefore, there was an effort to create life out of matter. But the computers were very small in the beginning. But as we came to the end of the 1970s, early 1980s, we had very powerful computers. And we were able to replicate clearly a DNA or RNA molecules in its complex structure. And we were all hoping that we are going to get prana out of it. But nothing happened. We started trying to move, but nothing happened. So by 1980s, middle and the end of 80s, we were all sure that prana cannot be created out of matter. Life cannot come out of matter. And prana is something deeper. And we are in search of the structure of prana, laws that govern prana, and so on. And also efforts trying to go beyond to understand mind, the emotion, the intellect, the consciousness, and other dimensions. Therefore, any challenge that is related to these subtle dimensions of the universe, reincarnation, for example, large number of modern NCDs, non-communicable diseases, asthma, diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine, irritable bowel syndrome, cancer, AIDS, and all that. And the challenges that we are facing in the education field, drug addiction and children's obesity and so on, all this have no solution because they are all multidimensional. What is the way out? If modern science and technology has no solution, it's here that India comes into picture, because we have history of thousands of maybe lakhs of years, we don't know. And the whole knowledge base is available to us. which has been brought forth. So what is that knowledge base that we have? We understand this entire creation has 5 layers of existence. The physical world, we know today the electromagnetic field, energy field. Then, more pervasive than that, pervading all this is the pranic field known as the bioplasmic field. Then, pervading all these 2 layers is the astral field or the mind field. Then we have the Vijnanamaya Kosha, that is the information field, the intellectual field, the knowledge field. And pervading all these 4 is the bliss field, that is the Anandamaya Kosha. All these fields are in continual interaction. A change in one brings about the change in the other. And that is a wonderful creation that we have known as Jagat. In Sanskrit it is called Jagatyan Jagat. That which goes on changing is called Jagat. Therefore, the Buddhistic philosophers brought forth a wonderful model of this creation called Kshanikavada, that is the temporal world. And it was in vogue with brilliance of the logic that he had been able to put. But there was a brilliant student who came and asked, "Sir, this is wonderful, but if everything is changing, is there anything that does not change in the world?" No answer. The later on group who came, they said it's Shunya. They're called Kshanikavadis and Shunyavadis. But when Shankaracharya came, how can this fantastic world, infinite world, can come from a zero? Not possible. Therefore, that also should be full. Purnavadaha, Purnavidam. This is full, that also should be full. What is the relation? Purnat Purnam Udachyate. This world has come from that Purna. What happened to that when this comes out? When it becomes a zero? X minus X is zero. No. That's the law of the finite world. Infinity minus infinity can be infinity. Purnasya Purnam Adaya. Purnam eva avasishyate. That's what is said. Therefore, we are all that wonderful, infinite, pure consciousness begin. And that is called the Parabrahman. That's called perfection. That can be called as pure consciousness. That is the reality. Unchanging reality. That is beyond space, time, causation. Beyond mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. That's our original state. From there, we all have born the jivatmas and the entire world, And we all have these 5 bodies in that sense. The physical world, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnana Anandamaya Kosha. And this physical body is governed by the law of the entire creation. What is that law of the whole creation? Creation, sustenance and destruction. That is the Jagat. Everything is bound by this triplet law of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. So we are all born and we have our life and we die one day. And that is the whole physical world. Then what happens when we die? When we leave the body, then the Pranamaya Kosha, which is there, will stay there for a short while. Then we are left with Manomaya, Vijnana and Anandamaya Koshas. And all our samskaras, they are stored in this subtle and the causal bodies, and they are reflecting themselves, and after some time we come back to this world. When we are born with these dimensions, tamas, rajas and sattva, will show up. That is what we call as the hereditary. A person may have a hereditary of diabetes. We say it is because of parents that you get this thing. But our karmas that we had done in the form of sanchita karma and prarabdha karma, it is the prarabdha karma that makes us come back with these particular dimensions. There can be genii, a music prodigy, a wonderful mathematical genius like Ramanujam and others, and they all are born because of their karma that we have done. And that karma is based on the law. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. You have done some good karma, good things are accumulated. You do some bad karma, bad is done. And the whole process is to go on cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. And the whole purpose of life is to bring back this entire divinity into our lives. Swami Vivekananda said, goal of life is to manifest that divinity. So we have birth and death that goes on and on and on, and we are all born back and forth. So reincarnation has got the scientific understanding when we understand this Panchakosha model of the Upanishads and the reality and the beyond. But now time has come that we have to do research to establish the reincarnation. So there are scientists, there are excellent speakers, and there are also large number of great personalities who have come for this conclave. And at the end of this conclave, can we design the methodology to establish reincarnation? And if you can do that, that's going to be the biggest contribution. And then we should take up the research to establish that. What is the protocol? What is the design that we have to do? We have a number of people who are joined, and I request all of you to put forth your best minds of scientific rigor, vitality, to see how best we can establish reincarnation, which has been wonderfully brought forth in the Panchakosha Viveka that I talked about. But scientifically, can we establish that? Is the question in front of us, and I am sure this conclave is going to bring some answers for this wonderful thing. And I wish you all the best, good luck, and let us proceed to reach these higher dimensions of consciousness through this wonderful conclave. I congratulate the organizers for organizing this beautiful conclave as it happens every year. And wish you all the best. Namaskar. Dhanyavad.
I owe my thanks to Guruji H.R. Nagendra ji for sending his blessings in a message. We are honored and grateful to you, Guruji. Thank you so much.